This Night Rider dash is kicking my ass. Yeah, I'm not defeated yet, but this thing it's hard. I made a few rookie mistakes. I'm really ashamed of myself, and we'll talk about what those are. Oh, I'm working on this thing upside down. The dash is upside down. And I realized I had put these TV monitors in upside down. And I didn't realize that till I turned them on. But also, I thought that you could flip the screens on these. And a lot of times you can on most of these, but I could not figure out how to do it. So I had to uninstall them and put them back in this direction. Not that big a deal, but I lost the length. I had these mounted under here where I could reach them. And now I can't reach them. But I really don't need them. These operate the power on and off, the input selection, brightness, and things. And so basically, once you've got them set, you don't even actually have to have them plugged in, because it seems to remember its last setting. This is that 4-camera switcher thing. And what this is designed to do is designed to have triggered cameras so that when you put it in reverse, your reverse lamp would activate that camera when wired in and turn on the rear camera. And then I guess maybe it would default to forward, or you'd have to select it. But there's also these triggers for right and left turn signal. So what is, left blinker, right blinker, reverse detect. And I think that's all of the detections. And then if you want forward, you can select it. Now, it turns out that the battery in this little remote is dead, even though it's brand new. I gotta go get one. And it's a weird battery. It's like a 2025. But the way this works is you just stick this somewhere and you can go front camera, back camera, left camera, right camera, and then menu. And in the menu you can do certain things. So this is the thing I'm using. You go find it if you want. I think I bought it on Amazon. It wasn't very much money. So it talks about how each camera gets power from corresponding car lamp, and then it will activate different things. But see, I wasn't going to have exactly right, left, and front and back. I'm definitely going to back. And I want it to probably be, I thought, okay, that's kind of cool because you can have it trigger so that when you put it in reverse, it will automatically go to the reverse camera without you having to select it. I like that. And then you can set it up to left and right so that when you activate that turn signal, it will automatically go to that camera. And then when you choose, you can hit forward. And I don't know what the default would be, like maybe just off, right? And I think they do it that way because if you were to plug this into your infotainment, that when triggered, when it detects a signal, it automatically goes to the camera and then it goes off otherwise. But I want it to stay on all the time. So, and remember I was talking about this center console and what I was going to do with these switches. What I think I'm going to do is I might want to have the camera, the screens off. So what I think I might do with these switches here is have this be TV 1, which is the cameras, TV 2, which is the display video, and then I'll use these for something else. And the reason I want to do that is because when you're driving, let's say at night, there is an adaptation to the dimmer, right? So you will be able to dim the lights, I believe. But if you're just driving and you're not trying to be all Night Ridery, you might want to just turn these bright ass TVs off. Just turn them off. Same thing with this. I'm going to have it where maybe one of these switches here turns this lights off. Because sometimes, if you've ever had one of these cars, especially the upper console, when the upper console's here, there's all these lights in your face, and you want to be able to turn those off. We're definitely moving all that over. I did test fit the dash, and I wish I had taken some video of it when I did, because, oh my God, it looks so good. It looks so good just sitting here, and it fits just wonderfully. So, anyway, that was really cool. Oh. I want to talk about how things mount in here. I had to pull this out because this little sticker had come off. and I got to do something about it. And also, I want to put up, I'm going to put a piece of blue lens here, which I just happen to have. I'm going to put, because I don't like these digits here, I'm going to put a, this is blue anyway, so I'm going to put a blue thing and glue it here. Anyway, notice what they've done in here. He's epoxied in chunks of wood, right? So what I recommend is doing what I did over here. Get you some various wood dowel, 1/2 inch, 1 inch, whatever, wood dowel. It's not a lot of money, right? And then you can cut little pieces of this and epoxy it into the fiberglass areas so that you'll have mounting points. So that's what's happened here. You have these little resting points. This sits on the dash, but see how, now he fiberglassed these in. I mean, KITT Customs, the dude in Mexico, he does a fantastic job. And then this is just some wood painted black. I mean, the fact that he went through the trouble of painting this black is good. So, I mean, he puts in this screen here. I mean, the job that he does on this thing is just amazing. So, and that's what he's done. He's put in these little bits of wood in various places so that you can mount. You know, these are metal overlays. So these are metal. You have to put the overlays in first, and then these go in on top, right? And they fit in there. So again, I had to take that out so that I could make some adjustments. Anyway, I just wanted to point out this wood. Another rookie mistake. I messed up on the countdown. Somebody's going to notice it. But again, this is from working upside down. I thought that this was number 1. There's 4 lights. It starts at the back, not the front. So when the sequence goes, I've got it going ding, 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 and it should be going ding, 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 ding. And I don't feel like unwiring this thing and redoing it. I'm going to live with it. Nobody's going to know. Nobody's going to know. But I didn't consider that the one in the back is actually number 1. And the only reason you would know that is if you read these, when I flip it over and show you, it says power, RPM, fuel, igniters, right? And now it does it backwards. But you know what? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's one of those things like one of these Knight Rider nerds come, you know, it seems like your initiation sequence is going in the reverse order. I don't give a shit. It still looks cool. I'm just not redoing it. It's a rookie mistake. I admit it. I wasn't paying attention. You would think that's number 1. No, number 1's back here. That's number 4. 3, 2, 1. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. And I did a great job mounting it. I'll show it to you later. But there's so much more electrical stuff going on in here. You know, I got this board mounted. So this board here is not only a sound effects board, but it interfaces with the pod relays and the scanner. So this is going to get routed through the car to the front that operates the scanner. There's a lot going on because this is a Canbus system. And I don't know if you realize what a big deal that is, because the old Knight Rider electronics that we used to get from Jupiter and these other people, they were great, and some of them had certain functions in them, but they basically lit up. What this guy's done is put in a modern Canbus system, like in a modern car. It's a digital system that, you know, these will interface with the original cluster and give the gauge functions, right? But the interactivity between these units, between the pods, and the assignability of those pod buttons to those relays, it's just unbelievable. And quite frankly, if I wanted to, now that I think about it, let me think about this for a minute. I could assign pod relays to turn these on and off, but that would mean the dash would have to be on. The way I'm going to do it, if I use those power switches, I can turn on these screens even when the dash is off. Which one do I want to do? That's a good point. See, because I've got 20 relay options using the pods and the relays, 20 of them. And that means I can function as many things as I want. I'll never even use all of those. I really probably should have just bought one pod rail. I think you have to buy both of them. But yeah, as I showed in the last video, you can assign You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you've got, I mean, however you want to orient this, but you can assign up to 20 contacts, either open or closed relays. So, you know, I wonder, are they latching? Or are they momentary? Or can you decide? I think it's depending on how, I think if you press it, it's on. But I don't know if it's momentary. That's a good point. That might be something you have to go in and program. Because you've got a common with a normally open and a normally closed. But I don't know if it's momentary or if it latches. I think these are all momentary. Pretty sure. So I don't have to look up. I don't know why I'm clicking it. I got to look at the instructions. I think you can probably go into the software, and that's the crazy thing about it. So yeah, I'm looking at the manual here. It talks about using the software. You can go in and enable each button to not only play an MP3 sound like a DTMF tone or an announcement or whatever, like a laser or a turbo boost, and you can select immediate toggle, run for a few seconds, minutes, inactive, or enable MP3. So you can have that button be inactive but play an MP3 so it doesn't activate the relay. Or you can have it run for minutes or seconds, or toggle, or be momentary, right? That's crazy, the amount of detail that's put into these electronics. So he explains all this here, you know, how to, some examples. You can put in there how many seconds or minutes that it activates something, right? So for instance, let's say you know exactly how long it takes. Well, I think momentary would be better, but you could make it, well, you have window buttons, but you could make it lock, unlock, run a window, run a seat, power mirror, whatever you wanted to try to do. Those are a lot of separate functions. But you can have it play phrases from the show, make certain sound effects, turbo boost, make the turbo boost sound, different various poppers, door poppers, trunk popper. I don't think there's really enough things you can make it do that you have ability to do. I can't think of enough stuff to even make it do. Do. It's pretty cool though. I mean, this is why I went with the ZA Electronics. I mean, I just don't think, nobody's made anything better than this so far. I'm pretty impressed. So when this is finished, but I got to tell you, man, it's been a bigger task than it looks. I'd say I got 40 hours in this thing. All right, let's talk about cable management. I bought these little sticky zip tie mounts, right? Now, you get those in these little tiny zip ties. And so you can see where I have attached strain relief onto these cables here. I need some more here because I don't like how that's pulling. So that's, you know, I want strain relief here for when these get pulled. I don't want it to pull on that board, so I'm going to put some more here. And just, you know, kind of trying to get things tied down. Like for instance, I mounted that little deal by not only putting double-sided tape on it, but more here. And the thing is with double-sided tape is that double-sided tape and things like that can be affected by heat. So I'm just going to hope that this is so lightweight enough that this never melts and comes off, because I'm in Vegas. But I'll tell you a story. I had bought a Night Rider car from somebody else who hot glued everything together. And then when the heat got into it, it all fell apart. And then it was a mess of hot glue and it was completely ruined. That was a bad example. So just talking about mounting solutions and also cable management. Matter of fact, I mean, the real way to have done this would have been to, you know, epoxy these down or something. I'm hoping that this is, I mean, these are pretty stout. They're pretty good, you know. So I'm gonna put one more right here, just for a little bit more cable strain relief. Because you don't want this getting yanked during installation, then it breaks the board, and then you're screwed bad. Went ahead and pulled this cluster out. Look how clean this thing is, man. This thing is clean. Look at that pine fiber, Denso. This car is clean. This is why I like this car. And the way they normally, on most of these night rider things, they normally tell you to try to, they just want you to tie in to all of these little things here. And that's how you would access the different gauges. But the way I'm doing it is with these plugs. I'm gonna try to see if I can't do it. Well, I didn't want to put the whole dash in there. I can't yet. So I just kind of set it up here like this. And I don't think this is hooked up right, or it's not working. And I don't think these are keyed correctly. I need to go back through the schematics and figure out what's going on in here, because these plugs, I need to go through and check. So I've covered up all the wiring, so I don't know what anything is. I'm going to go back through this and check again to see. I don't know. There's a lot going on in here, and I can't. This wasn't like keyed. It seems like this will go in either way. I think it goes like this. And you look at this, and maybe this dude gave me instructions, but I thought it was keyed, and I think it is. It looks like that side's bigger than this side to prevent it from going in. So, but I don't know. The thing is they're not keyed in a way that to prevent you from plugging it in backwards or incorrectly. You know what I'm saying? All right, so check this out. I think I got it hooked up. Check this out. When you turn the key on, watch this. It says seat belts, right? Now, when I start it, I got RPM, and I think that's fuel level. I think that's oil pressure. Check this out. When I put the blinker on, that's the indicator. How cool is that? I turn it the other way, it goes that way, right? Now, I wonder if I turn my lights on and I do bright light. Oh, look, it says high beam. That's cool as hell. Okay. So I can't run this very long because I'm inside. I'll die. I'm gonna have to open these doors. So is that fuel? I don't know which one of these is which. Or is that fuel? I think I got a full tank. That says gallons, that says fuel gallons, full pressure. And there's supposed to be a way you can cycle through this. EGT low, battery 14. If that's the RPMs, let's see if I can reach a pedal. Can't reach it. Yeah, RPM works. Wow. So it's, I like this turn signal. Oh my God, I'm gonna die. I gotta turn this off. All right, cool. So gauges are apparently working. We'll have to try the speed and things later. I gotta figure out which of these is the actual things. But that little display there, I could have sworn that these were the blinkers, but I guess that was on a different system than this one. So it's pretty cool. It actually gives you an arrow, you know. Guess you have to have the key on. But that's when you first turn on, it says seat belts. Service engine minus 5,000. But yeah, it gives you a little arrow for blinker left, blinker right. Now I wonder why it says hazard. Maybe that's just the thing it cycles through. But yeah, when you turn on the lights, and then you put it on high beam, it says high beam. That's cool. Wow. Oh my God, it's so smoky in here. Well, this is promising. I gotta figure out which one of these is fuel. I wonder if it's that one. Let me see. Does that change with the key? It didn't. I don't know if any of these change with the key. I know that some of these is an actual, maybe it only tells you here. Maybe everything happens in that display and these are all just, you know, whatever. Because that says old pressure and there's clearly none. But I'll show you this sequence. You know, if I, let's see if I hit the power. Whoops. Let's see if it'll go in that goddamn key. I hate that. Somebody tell me how to disable that. So it should be shutting down. It's not. Okay, let me press power again. Should be doing a shutdown sequence. Let me turn off these side lights here. Oof, the smoke in here. There it goes. So that's the shutdown sequence. Yeah. All right. So I press power again. We should get the power on. Takes a second. Well, you know what it is? These are supposed to be momentary and they're latching. So I got to press it again. There we go. And I got to change these switches out. So there it goes. Doot, doot, doot. Now this should have been the reverse. That's what I was talking about. And of course I don't have the sounds hooked up yet. And I wonder if any of these temperatures are correct. Anyway, like I said, this is a little bright. I want to put a lens here to kind of muddy it up a bit. You know, to make it not as in your face. It's a little bright. But so far, so good. So far, so good. According to the book, this is supposed to be, I think, the fuel level. This is the trip meter. It says you can reset this trip meter by holding down the pursuit button for 10 seconds. This is the speed. Now, there's 4 segments in here. It should be blinker left, blinker right, running lights, and high beams. So there's 4 segments there, and I don't think they're working correctly because they weren't coming on. Like when I turn the lights on, that light should come on. So, and also, I should be able to dim. Oh, dim works. Look at that. But when I go up, it dims. That's not right. But it dims. That's weird. Something's wrong here because maybe it's backwards. Maybe I have something backwards. Because when I go dim all the way down, everything comes up. And then when I dim it just a little bit, it turns off. That's interesting. So if you dim it just a little bit, it turns off these other lights, but leaves on the dash so you can drive. That's pretty smart. I get it. But maybe that's just how it's designed, or something's backwards, because that's dim all the way down. So if I dim it like that, it turns off the unnecessary stuff and then gives you just the necessary drivable. Well, that's great. How awesome is that? That's interesting. Maybe that's just how it's designed to do. But at least it works, the dimmer. Right? Okay, now turn the key on. It's getting seat belts from the seatbelt light, the check engine light. So when I turn on this turn signal, this should be lighting up, and it isn't doing it. Speed is 0. This is showing a full tank, because I think I have a full tank. Okay. It's strange that it detects the hazard. If I turn on the hazards, I don't think my hazards are working correctly. Yeah, they're blinking. It's not detecting the hazard correctly. It's just showing it as a right turn signal. Now I can't get it to turn off. Here's the thing, if it's detecting the turn signals, it knows that they're working. So Why isn't this coming on? Is it just faulty, or do I not have something hooked up? And then that little trip meter, which is showing just one, says if I press pursuit, hold it for 10 seconds, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, 10, 10. Well, maybe that double latch, maybe I got to press it again. 1, 2, 10. Okay, that doesn't work. Oh, it did. It did work. So I'll go back to auto. And normal. Okay. And then we have to go to the menu to change this to miles per hour, I guess. All right, there was something going on with one of these rows. I forget which it is. According to this, it says there's two of these boards. One is all green and one is red and green. And the red and green one should be closer to the PANP, and it should show fuel gallons and things in reality. So according to this manual, these are supposed to be genuine, to show you actual gallons as mirrored to this fuel gauge, and then your like economy, and then your range estimate. And so, and I think I have a full tank, which is why this is showing full. So until I don't have a full, I should turn my lights on. So until I don't have a full tank anymore, I'm not going to know if this is really working or if it's just showing full. And I hate to start the car again, but yeah, it changes. See, this changes with the throttle. So it says if you give it gas, this will decrease, because it's probably monitoring your throttle body. And this is showing your range estimate based on having how many gallons. But the RPM's working. What I want to know though is which one is my temperature. Is it, what is fuel flow? EGT, main oil pressure. This temperature on a car like this is what you got to know. And I don't know if it was showing me a temperature in Celsius. Oil pressure. That's showing 900 RPM. EGT low. Oh my God, too much. This thing run to rich. Like a bad gas in it. I got to figure out which one of these is the temperature on here. And maybe it doesn't, maybe it only tells you in the screen. But you got to monitor the temperature in a car like this. These cars run hot. All right, well, I've confirmed EGT is the actual temperature. And this shows you the actual temperature in Celsius, which I need to go into the menu and change to Fahrenheits. So this may be in kilometers. It says mile per hour, but it may be in kilometers. And I think that you have to do that through the computer menu. Get a hook up a laptop or something. I don't even know if I have a Windows laptop. I think I do. And you can go in and change the values of like the dim, for instance, and how it behaves. So by default, the dim is this one dim and turns off all the other lights. But you can go in and program how all that works. I think that's really cool. Because if you want to go into driving mode, you just hit it in the driving mode. And that way it turns off all this other crud like that up there. You don't want that up there while you're driving. That's annoying. That's really cool. So that means, and that really shows you what the fake stuff is, right? So now this, you don't really need this because this is your actual fuel gauge. It's the same, that's just mirrored. So that's your fuel gauge, engine temp, 79 degrees. It's been idling for a few minutes. I got the doors open. And 900 RPMs is about normal. I would have thought maybe a little less than that, but I'm looking at the dash. The dash is over there, sir. So yeah, it works. I'm just perplexed as to why this is not working. This isn't working at all. Now, there's one power wire that I didn't hook up, and I thought that's a power send. I don't know if it's a pot or if I got to put power to it. Maybe I do, but I need to go look at some wiring. I don't see it's detecting the turn signal, so it knows it's there, but it's not activating this. And there must be a reason for that. And there's some indicator, and maybe it's because of the way I wired it. I didn't wire it exactly the way they told me to wire it. So I'm going to look into that, and it's not the end of the world, but it's supposed to show you your blinker, your lights are on, and your high beams. Because it does indicate high beams. When I turn the lights on, it knows the high beams are on, which is pretty cool. Wait, that's off. Okay, it's on. And I can cycle through, there's a little button here, where I can cycle through voltage. The reason it keeps showing 14 volts is because I have a charger still plugged into this. So, I don't know what this little timer does. What I'd like is to be able to leave it on main press. Shoot, okay. Oh wait. I'm in some other menu. Turbine okay, fuel pressure. Auto calibration, auto suck. Yes, KITT. I would like you to auto suck my DNA. Yes, auto suck my DNA. Thank you. Blood analysis. Oh my God, if there's blood, you've done it too hard. Harmonics, radar, auto scan, oil slick, oxygen. That's really cool. So how do I got to figure out what to do with all of these. Main engine. I don't know how I got into this menu. I don't know how I get out of it. I wonder if it will. No, it just keeps cycling. That's interesting. I just found some Easter eggs. I need to read the menu, the manual. All right, this is probably pretty boring, guys. For you to stand here and stare. I'm fascinated. I'm having fun. Okay, guys, I don't know if you guys are enjoying this content or not, but this is what my channel originally was about, building cars and doing this kind of stuff. And it's not always traveling and vlogging and that kind of thing. And I often see this camera here. This is my Bob's Prop Shop live webcam, and I will have it on sometimes when I'm working. So if you haven't discovered that yet, go to check out Bob's Prop Shop live webcam. Separate channel for my hardcore viewers that want to just sit there and watch me work on this stuff. If you're really interested, go check out my TV show Screen Machines that you can find on Amazon Prime and on Tubi. And then if you're in Las Vegas, I have Bob Eats Vegas, where I go out and eat in Vegas. I'm gonna go to a show. It's Friday night. I'm going out with my chick. See you later. Bye.